Let's turn to India now, where a small fire has led to a raging inferno, one that could burn the Indian judiciary. Let me tell you how it started. On March 14, firefighters in Delhi responded to an incident, a fire in a residential building. They rushed to the spot and they doused the blaze. But while there, they reportedly found something fishy, a huge pile of cash. And the house in question belonged to a judge, Justice Yashwant Varma of the Delhi High Court. He was not at home when the fire broke out. It was his relatives who spotted the fire and flagged it. The firefighters reported their findings to the higher-ups. The higher-ups further relayed the message. And finally, the message reached the Chief Justice of India. So you can imagine the shock. A pile of cash stashed away with a High Court judge. Almost certainly illegal wealth. The Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, immediately gathered the collegium. This is the top decision-making body in Indian judiciary, the collegium. It decides transfers, it decides the appointment of judges. The collegium decided to transfer Justice Varma from the Delhi High Court to the Allahabad High Court. That is where Justice Varma used to work earlier. In 2021, he had been appointed to the Delhi High Court. So the collegium basically sent him back. It has also started an inquiry, an initial inquiry. The Delhi High Court's Chief Justice has been asked to submit a report. It could be ready today or tomorrow. As for the transfer, it has not been received well. Lawyers in the Allahabad High Court are opposing it. They say, we are not a trash bin. You can't just send tainted judges to our court. So that's where things stand right now. A cash bust, a transfer, and a whole lot of outrage. The Delhi fire chief has now given a statement just a short while back, and he now says that no cash was found at the judge's house. If that is the case, what triggered these reports? And why was the judge transferred? We do not have answers to these questions right now. So let's look at the questions that we can answer. 1, what will happen to this judge? And 2, what does it mean for Indian judiciary? The collegium could start an in-house inquiry. That is the official first step in such a case. The inquiry has to be led by one Supreme Court judge and 2 High Court Chief Justices. And what if this inquiry finds him guilty? Well, then the Chief Justice of India can just ask this judge to resign. If he refuses to resign, the Chief Justice can ask the Indian Parliament to oust him. Because High Court judges can only be dismissed by the Parliament, and this motion has to be passed with a special majority, meaning 2/3 of the voting attendance has to pass it. And this could be a significant moment in India's judicial history because we are talking about a High Court judge, and that too in New Delhi, in the national capital of our country. If they are corrupt, what will be the situation in lower courts? This incident has put the focus on judicial corruption in India. The question is, how do you solve it? Senior advocates are calling for collegium reforms. Like Supreme Court Bar Association President Kapil Sibal, he says the appointment process should be transparent.
The issue of corruption within the judiciary is a very serious issue, and this is not something that has been articulated by senior counsel and lawyers in this country for the first time. It's been going on for years. It's time for the Supreme Court to start looking at issues of how the appointment process should take place, that it should be more transparent, appointments should be more carefully done.
All roads lead to the collegium because it's a strange concept and system. Judges effectively appoint and promote each other. That's how the collegium works. When there is trouble, again, no outside scrutiny, the collegium decides their fate. You can see why this system is controversial. Most legal experts agree that it has to be reformed or changed, but they don't know how. No country has cracked the perfect model. Hence, we are stuck with this. All eyes will be on the collegium this time. They must not leave any questions unanswered, and corruption may be the immediate problem, but it's not the only one. Quality is the other. Just look at the Allahabad High Court. One of its judges dropped a pearl this week. He said that grabbing a woman's breast does not amount to rape, nor does breaking the strings of her pajama. The rest of the world is widening the definition of rape, and here in India it is being narrowed. Once again, the question is, who appointed these judges? And once again, the answer is the collegium. Clearly, reforms are needed. All stakeholders need to come together. They must find a solution to this problem, a solution that is acceptable to all. Because 1.4 billion Indians depend on the judiciary for fairness and justice. It must be beyond doubt and corruption. Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question. Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes.
Do you think Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You ask me once again the same question.
Because you've not answered my question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister Lakshman.
Good afternoon.
Making headlines in India well before you landed here.
New Delhi has raised concerns in the recent past vis-a-vis the Khalistani separatists that operate in New Zealand. How do you propose to address these concerns?
In our democracy, we believe in the freedom of speech.
Organizations like the Al-Qaeda or ISIS were to hold a referendum in New Zealand, something related to one of your Western partners. Would you say the same?
We have very well-defined laws in our democracy.
No specific conversation on Khalistan on this visit.
It was raised with me. I also raised back our position.
Are you willing to be open to these concerns from New Delhi?
As I keep coming back to you to say, we have strong laws in our system.